inconsistent, let's say, because it has been strong sometimes when Pyosik is having an on day, when Zek is having an on day.
Oh my goodness, this would be a pick that you can go for. Fiora will be locked in for Kingen, who has just thrown the gauntlet right across the room. I think I watched it whistle past the camera guy. Sounds like DRX fans out in force today as Zeka has already taken some damage.
Look at this. Award.
Oh dear, Boomerang Blade going to come out. Doesn't exactly get the return damage there as Def already getting taken down very low, but they return the favor quite nicely. And now Life having to move his way out. And this is exactly how you're going to have to play this lane because they rely on the Nautilus being able to actually be aggressive because you're not going to win the war of attrition.
This topside matchup is going to be really interesting as you see he's already getting trolled by the Vital there on the left side.
Oh dear, very nice hook coming through from Life as Deft already having to flash. He'd ghosted previously, aiming, now has his ghost on cooldown, but double flashes up for KT.
And that is all it takes to get a massive lead here in this lane. Pyosik going to make that hover in mid like I was talking about here, but Sejuani nearby.
Yeah, going to be able to get out. Nice chains will connect from Zeka as Vikla not able to find the flicks. Oh no, we're going to say world ending again. It's Cuz moving up towards the top side of the map, and he will just find the flash onto Kingen. He's gone the wrong direction here. He's going to get stunned up. Very comfortable first blood going over to the KT jungler.
And these are the kind of things that happen when you are pushing up in a lane like this. You know that as Cuz, Pyosik is probably on the top side of the map. Look at the additional vision he has in the river there.
Back into a really good position. He feels really good about it. Great sidestep there from Deft, but don't know whether it's going to be... Okay, never mind.
That was so well played from Deft. He does, sidestep there, then he can get over the wall.
Well, we've still got another battle as Pyosik's going to have to flash, get himself out of the way. Permafrost. Not going to be enough to lock him down. And KT get a few more summoner spells out of this bottom side.
Yeah, I mean, as well as you can avoid that death, you are still going to lose a lot of CS here. You still might just get dove. Look, Pyosik's health is way too low to help out.
Yeah, this is a real dangerous one as Deft is just going to get put into the bouncing castle. It is not going to be a good trade that much here for KT, though, as Vikla, really nice flip to stop it, but Beryl picks up the kill onto aiming. It's a disaster here for KT, to be honest.
Yeah, that was... All right, Cuz here might just set up for a sandwich. Sweeps it.
Yeah, Monkey and a cat just hanging out here as Vikla throws out the threaded volley. He may have overextended, though, as in goes Zeka, does have his own Weaver's Wall that he does use to get over here, but it doesn't really work out. Cuz still here. Pops out of the brush there just momentarily, I believe, as does pop over. Now, Beryl needs to find his way back to someone. Zeka needs to walk over there, because otherwise this cat is just gonna die. And yeah, You and Me was not available.
Yeah, he also puts the rocks on the ground. I mean, this is just so nasty.
Yep.
That was so unfortunate for Beryl. He's in such a catch-22 problem. He's like, his last bits. Oh, he's cold. And he's like, I'm looking for Yuumi. I'm going for Yuumi.
유미 살짝 걸 수 있어? 얼릴게.
Hold Yuumi here.
아직 못 타 아직.
He still can't attach. Still
네,
can't attach.
됐어. 이거 오공 위로
Yeah,
갔다
that might have
조심.
been just Beryl understanding that he was dead and didn't want to give the kill to the Taliyah.
Here. And I think as KT looks stronger, he looks stronger with them.
Well, Zeka might be in a heck of a lot of trouble. Glacial Prison is going to go wide. Life flashes to commit for the kill. That's a great cyclone there from Pyosik, though, but he doesn't have a lot of friends in the area. Chain Lash not going to connect as Pyosik just hard committing to this one. He just wants to go in. He's got a Yuumi on his back, and my God, how did DRX do this? How did they turn this around? As Beryl now trying to get revenge up against Cuz. And Deft is going to be able to claim it for him. Now Vikla finds himself laning against a cat and an electric lady. And DRX, I don't know how you did that.
Versus Immortal Shieldbow on these 280 carries because, yeah, they have a Wukong, they have a Sylas, they have a great skirmishing comp. But it's Aatrox, it's Sejuani, it's the prio that this Sivir gives you.
Yeah, well, that's a heck of a lot of value that comes out from that seismic shove. The Yuumi is immediately taken down. Zeka now just trying to dash his way out. Kingen also doing the same thing, and KT will only be able to get the cat.
It's tough, here for DRX because it doesn't get easier until the Fiora can get into a side lane and actually force KT to be pushed around the map. And now Kingen is 2 levels down. So I don't know if that happens anytime soon or ever, as he's just now going to be camped here.
Yeah, no, it's a real rough time. Vikla's going to move on up. Life is already here. Seismic Shove going to come through. Riposte value quite large, as you can see. But DRX are committing a teleport to this play. KT going to have to back off. Life trying to get out. Extendo Beam not exactly finding too much joy. So DRX do save their turret, but it is on its last legs regardless. But he's just ran the jungle, and Pyosik has just never had a way back in. As we can see here, KT now setting themselves up for a bit of a gank rush, and that's a 2-for-1 special, Monkey and Cat. They're going to look for it. Breaks his stopwatch, as there is the blast cone as well. Beryl gets into the blush, kinda, but Pyosik will escape. Beryl not going to be so lucky. That's his third death.
And during that vision toggle the observers just showed us, my eyes were on the Fiora bottom side, who has no vision whatsoever at all. And finally, once they show, we can see Kingen actually try to push down this first turret of the game for DRX and get a little bit of bounty gold. But they already lost, you know, Pyosik. They're already going to lose this Baron. You look again at the bottom side of the map, no wards here whatsoever. You look at the top side of the map, deep wards in DRX's jungle. Pyosik.
Oh dear. Pyosik caught out of position, just thrown into the bouncy castles. Just a ragdoll all over the place. And once again, Pyosik's going to fall 0, 2, and 3 now on the Monkey. Well, Kingen and Beryl looking for that flank angle. Might be a possibility as Def throws down the ulti. Can this be a Zeri moment? We'll have to find out. As in goes Kingen. Yeah, Pyosik, they have caught out Rascal. He will go down. And that is going to be a kill for the Fiora. So DRX kind of on the board in this fight. Vikla also just caught out of position. I don't think he had to die there, Wolf.
No, don't think so. Absolutely not. And life can't actually engage on him.
Well, Cuz going to try and stop this one as Zeka picks up an ulti. Going to be the depth charge. And now Cuz caught in the back of the pit. What is this, KT? What have you done? What happened?
KT.
Zeka going to be rotating over. And of course, you know, DRX quite low range into a Sivir. Things like this compositionally can be difficult as Zeka going to be fighting Rascal, and he's winning this battle right now. Cuz going to move on over, but Zeka goes golden, and now the fight is on. Final chapter comes down. The AoE is just massive as Def is finally going to get targeted, but he has a stopwatch, and the rest of the fight belongs to DRX. It's the double kill. Rascal is still alive somehow, but Kingen's still there. Pyosik going to be picked up as well.
Def's
and
dead.
DRX win the fight. As that one misses, so thankfully no groans this time.
Okay, Sejuani ult stolen here again from Zeka. And this is going to be the way they can open this fight up.
Well, they're going to dash forward. There's a great knock up there from the Cyclone from Pyosik. Next one, only going to land onto a couple there, as there is the stolen Glacial Prison. His massive Extendo Beam locks down the kill. The Aatrox ain't killing the Zeri this time because he's dead himself. And DRX, they'll be able to take this next straight. My God, Def, what is this damage? The Prowling Projectile comes in. This might be an overextension, mate. Just be a little bit careful.
That's a Baron. I mean, DRX, I think they've done it. I think they've come back in this game, and they are now going to win it, very likely, if these fights keep happening like this.
Yeah, that's all right. Def still needs to survive, as he might have to get over this wall. He does do so. Depth charge is going to come through. Has he completely baited his team is the question, as Zeka is just going to obliterate Rascal. Now it's a 1-for-1. Fiora, in the meantime, is doing the Fiora thing, which is what we always want her to do. You might be saying, why isn't she in the team fight? It's because she's not supposed to.
Nobody's reacting. KT's slow to react here. They go back down, and they are going to be able to defend this mid turret. But I mean, this is Baron buff on this Fiora. That's going to be an inhibitor turret here for Kingen.
Oh, Cuz, do you think you can stop this? No.
Very cute.
Absolutely not.
The rest trying to buy time.
Absolutely amazingly done here for DRX. Riposte is great. Wrong direction, but it doesn't matter. Just needed to avoid the CC from the flip. That's a lot of value with the Extendo Beam. And the tables have turned. That scaling that we were talking about that we thought we never would have to, it doesn't really matter, right? When Kingen's capable of doing this. And right now, like, this is 5-item Fiora. And Vikla's going to come over and try and challenge him.
That's DRX getting Drake here.
Yeah, they are going to be able to secure that one. Rascal now trying to fight against Kingen with Vikla's help. Could actually be difficult, to be perfectly honest, but the flash comes through, and he is going to fall down to the Ignite that was picked up there by the spellbook of
call from Kingen there. I think he might have been able to just force the inhibitor down for his life there, but it would have been very tough, of course, with that extra CC. As Pyosik.
Oh dear. Well,
that was
Warrior
a great clone.
Pretty strong, yeah. Cool hat on their Silas, though, and they also have now Deft behind this Baron pit. Pyosik is there to try and make this a 50-50. KT, of course you would do this. Of course you would. As he sneaks in and steals it. He was invisible. They had a control ward, never mind, but he was still unseen by KT as he popped over the wall.
This is a disaster.
Oh no!
This is a disaster.
This is a KT.
I mean, if you took a screenshot of this moment, okay, aiming.
Yeah, well, yeah, this moment, the moment where he blew up. Yeah.
All right, if you took a screenshot of the moment before
what about this moment?
Oh no! No! Oh, KT! This is a big throw. This is Rascal trying to control mid wave so they can't end the game right now. But they've got Baron buff here and a cannon minion.
Yeah, they got plenty of minions. They don't need to worry about it. Cuz is desperately trying to kill them off, but it's not going to work. There is the final kill of all of the champions that are still left in this mid lane. Rascal now, the last man standing, but it's just not going to be enough. He's going to dive forward. He has a GA, but look at these turrets evaporate. And DRX have done it from the red side, from a massive gold deficit. DRX will claw their way back. And I don't know what Chronicler knew, but he knew something this morning.
And what I was going to say before we had the kill onto aiming, which ended the game, was if you could freeze frame that moment, it's going to be difficult to recover against the legends that are on the other team. Def, Beryl, Pyoshik, who's got so much experience, Kian, who's more experienced than most of these KT players.
See what they do decide to lock in here. They wait the entire time.
Oh no, please, please no.
Oh no, did we just not manage to pick?
Oh
my goodness.
God. It's your birthday.
Oh my God. It's not even my birthday, but it is my birthday. I got the present late. Oh my gosh.
Okay,
it's the Zyra of the team fight, right? Like this, there is no range. Like it is just melee here on KT's side. DRX have a lot of extra wiggle room. They also have fantastic control against melee champ. They have Renata Glass, who is literally the best anti-dive champion in the game. You can hear the fan chant leader of KT already. I think that you did some of the best commentator work of trying to figure out how KT are going to manage this one as you could. It was fantastic. This is also a great start as our first blood goes over to Cuz once again. And so KT off to the right foot when it comes to this mid lane. This guy's Poppy's fantastic. Grasping Roots are actually going to land here on the bottom side as Beryl has to flash, but aiming is dashing after him. Now Deft at full health. Might be able to answer, as we can see, and Pyoshik is towards the bottom side as well to answer back. So, flash out for Beryl, though. Definitely good news here if you are KT.
Now, it's really important. Cuz also starts his blue there and doesn't actually lose control of that, because that's one way this goes very wrong. So we'll see a Hex Flash committed from Cuz.
Yeah, Kingen is going to go down as well. And Cuz is just an early game god this.
Cuz is like, by damned, we will win this series, okay? I don't care if we have a Zyra pick. I don't care if we have Neela. I'm actually going to get 2 kills in the early game. I'm going to use Hex Flash like Peanut.
Does have a skin on the champion.
I feel like there's going to be a Twitch clip of him just being like, I can't believe they locked in Zyra. This is terrible. And not actually him being like, all right, guys, I know this is really strong. Like, this is the Zyra matchup. Let me tell you about it.
Yeah, I'm trying to work it out.
Yeah. Which reaction video is it? Is it Wolf explaining his life Zyra pick and saying it's the sickest thing ever? Or is it him just exploding and cringing at it? Because I think it's one of those two.
I mean, it generally is one of those 2 reactions just in general.
Yeah.
When he does... He's just he's a fun guy. Definitely a fun guy.
They're looking for a dive here. Kingen already used his ult. He's got the Ignite set up.
Yeah, this is a tough one. So the Ignite is going to come through. There's the flash. Leap Strike is good. I don't know whether it's going to be enough to save him, and it is. Emperor's Divide comes through. Zeka actually has to flash. And he's going to get picked up by his own ultimate. Another kill comes through. Rascal will fall down. It's a nice dive there towards the top side. He's now aiming, fighting against Deft here in the bottom lane. Both Life and Beryl pretty healthy.
I wish they click on the aiming or Life here, see how close they are in experience. It's got to be really close to hitting 6. There is a combo you can set up there once you do have that. Really tough to pull off, of course, without that cleanse.
Oh, Cuz, of course he's back. Caught shopping. And good night, Miss Sejuani.
Cuz is playing out of his mind tonight.
Yeah.
Kill. King and juggles it, and Cuz just comes over here
뒤에서
blind. Let me see if he's there.
Yeah.
Oh, he is? Thank you. What's up?
Easy.
Plus 300.
Well, here's a fight on the bottom side. Stranglethorn's going to connect onto Beryl. Pyoshik trying to just tank up as much as he can. Gets out of turret range, is now Life. Can he actually get this kill back? Zyra does a fair bit of work, but Cuz and Vikla are making their way down. It's going to be very difficult for Pyoshik to survive this one, but Zeka in position. Vikla finds a hostile takeover. Pyoshik actually uses it relatively effectively, but the chain lash is good. Def fighting this one out, gets the flash out of Life. He is very committed to this position, and Cuz flash heroics charge, and he will be able to lock down the Zeri. Rascal here in the mid lane will be able to get some plates as well. Kingen,
Cuz again, he's everywhere.
of course he is. There's another heroic charge, just smacks Deft against the wall, and he is just going to go down. So beautifully played. He is just,
He's 1v9ing this game.
Yeah, he is straight up 1v9.
Guys, this is actually insane. It's Poppy versus Trundle. It's a Neil that has no control bottom side. He has no agency except the agency he is forcing. He's been leaning against a Azir for a little bit.
Oh, Zeka doesn't manage to avoid the Everfrost, gets out of the way of the first chain. I don't know whether it's necessarily going to matter. He throws out his own Emperor's Divide. The next one is going to be used onto Beryl. Heroic charge is gorgeous! As now Pyoshik's going to have to flash to get himself out of the way of this one. Zeka also doing the same thing as Kingen throws an ulti into the nether. Still does a fair bit of work though, and Deft picks up a kill off to the side. Zeka still thinking about it. It's a double kill for the Zeri. Are we certifying? Get your stickers out, Wall.
I think we
As we are flashing forward. There's the triple for Deft. And it looks like he wants to go to Worlds.
Triple for Deft, plus 600 on the shutdown there on the Vikla. And Life's ult there completely misplaced. Looked like he was trying to use it defensively to stop the retreat through. Speaking of,
Well, Beryl is just going to go down here. The Silas starting to pop off, as we can see. Pyoshik doing his very best. Deft is going to turn up in the team fight as Zeka does have his Sun Disc up.
Yeah, but I mean, that ain't what you use Stranglethorn.
yeah, I think as we watch this dive here, Vikla gets the subjugate and just dives deep with Silas. This is one of the best ults you can steal in the game for skirmishes like this, but yeah, that ult does not inspire confidence that this was a plan from KT Rolster and Life on this Syra pick.
Yep. That pick, though, in the mid lane, definitely good news for KT. So they're getting stuff back. And KT needs control, and they need to fight for these objectives like their lives depend on it. Because KT in a siege scenario, like his life depends on it, just having the greatest of times doing so, as there's the ulti, and they're going to take down the carry of KT as best they can. They will be able to do it, but at what cost? Emperor's Divide flies forward, and now Beryl, he does have the bailout, but it doesn't quite work there. Aiming's able to help pick one up, though, for Vikla. Kingen goes down next, and Deft, he just doesn't have the damage right now. Life going to get healed. Chain Lash is fantastic. It connects. Oh my God! This young mid laner, there's a reason he got Rookie of the Year. And he looked so good in that fight.
That's an ace in 16 minutes. This is how this comp works.
Oh,
Rift Herald top side is a little bit of extra side lane pressure. DRX will have to answer this eventually.
Are we 1-2-3-ing? This is crazy. As Rascal is going to do the smallest little adorable leap strike
This
to
is
get away.
Hextech Soul.
It is. So this is Soul, and KT are going to lose 2 turrets for it, most likely. Not exactly going to find connection there with the stolen away Glacial Prison. As, yeah, they've got Hextech Soul. And there's also a
pushing.
Yeah, there's a split.
DRX.
Like Shirley has been employed by KT. Not like for a small amount of time.
Rascal?
For a long time is okay. Rascal doesn't find the counter strike. Cuz now fighting against Kingen as Deft is ulted, but the apotheosis is so good. And into the wall he goes. It's a double kill for the Jacks. They can take a Baron if they'd like to. And KT's genius draft is paying off, Wolf.
TP.
Nice extender boom. Going to do a fair bit of damage there to Life.
Deft did have to go for LDR here because he's dealing with the upfront damage of the Silas.
Oh, Chain's going to get... Oh my goodness, Zeka just not having a very good time on this Azir whatsoever this game. There's the flash Counter-Strike Beryl trying to get himself out.
That just might be it.
Yeah, Goshik just going to get delivered to his fountain, and he may stay there because KT are just eviscerating his entire team. And they will do so very easily. That was clean, as now it's just Goshik left alive.
I cannot believe that KT did it with this comp after losing that game number 1.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Really beautifully done here for KT. You can tell, I mean, the look on Vikla's face was like, what's going on? But Zyra was it was legitimately random. It was random.
Yeah. It was randomed.
And they
built
won with it. It was beautiful what they did with it. Oh.
This is what like good League of Legends is about, is crazy situations like this where KT make a miracle happen.
And Life did more damage than Zeka.
This game, and so many ways to just straight up win the fight against Wukong. And if you could stop the Wukong, you can knock him up, you can stop his Cyclone, and then turn. KT's comp is insane.
I want to correct myself just a little bit. Of course, very similar to their Game 1 draft. Not their last one. The last one had a random Zyra in it. Didn't look like this whatsoever. However,
just going to stick around with the Lucian here as over comes Cuz.
well, let's see who's going to be able to win this Smite battle. Of course, Cuz doesn't have his. Neither does Pyosik. And Pyosik now just doing battle with the Sejuani. Not a lot of patience left on this blue buff, and I think that Pyosik's going to have to back away. Peril is going to turn up, though, Deft here as well, as they did manage to get the shove in.
Lulu power here. You have that level 2 invade as Pyosik, and Cuz is just going to have to try to hope for a 50-50.
Yeah, exactly. Aiming finally going to move on over, though, as Pyosik. Smite's just about to come back because he's going to pick it up. The flash has to be used from the Wukong. Ardent Blaze, they're trying to move away from it as Deft backing away. Winter's Wrath not going to connect as they saw that the Azir was rotating down and KT deciding to leave. Cuz also has to flash. So Rascal now going down low, but it's because there's a Sejuani coming up. He's trying to bait this play in. Takes a drink, so Kingen, 50% of his health bar to get through. The Arctic Assault's fantastic. Winter's Wrath doesn't find the mark, though, and that body slam, just beautiful. May not be enough to save him, but it might also be. So never you mind, Kingen makes his way out. Much better play from the DRX top laner.
Yeah, really nice reaction from Kingen flashing early. Cuz's flash being down earlier, super significant here. If he has it, that's 100% a kill there, but he doesn't actually have the follow-up, so this is being flashes exchanged here on the top side. It's going to be a lot of minions crashing into this turret, but Kingen can teleport in and catch that up. I think he's clearing a ward. I don't think he's actually doing this great, because that would be insane. Okay, yeah, just clearing this one over here. Grabs the scuttle.
Oh,
there we go. The Kingen roam. Level 6 is up. Vikla does have flash.
Yeah, Cuz also going to be moving over. A seismic shove is a massive amount of value. Good flash there from Vikla, gets him over, but it's not done yet. In goes Pyosik. Vikla should be going down. No, he isn't. Never you mind, Cuz in the right position is going to be able to save his mid laner. Well, Vikla just barely walks out.
I didn't think Rascal would be getting plates here because of moments like this, but this is going to cost, obviously, Kingen a significant amount of CS here, as well as give Rascal that extra plate control top side.
Oh dear, Beryl in a bunch of trouble. Aqua Prison going to zone Deft away. Not going to be able to follow up onto aiming here. I thought Ignite might have been invested there, Wolf, from aiming, but he holds onto it.
All 4 summoners still up here.
Things like that. Needs no introduction, really.
And there's the Wukong 6.
Yeah, Vikla just going to throw a bunch of rocks at him as there's the Emperor's Divide. Thrown on over, straight into the Cyclone. Cuz is here, though, and Zeka is likely to fall. Mid laners both die, and junglers say, all right, we're out of here.
Yeah, and neither mid laner picks up the kill, actually.
That final world's position is Cuz going to fly forward. Shifting Sands was used there by Zeka, but that is a fantastic seismic shove and eats all of the pebbles as well. Still not going to be able to grab the kill. Culling flies down on this bottom side as Deft wanting to...
every time he leaves, Rascal gets more plate gold here on the top side of the map, and it's an experience issue that it's starting to become here as well.
Well, Pyosik is just diving in. Deft is going to flash the wave, but the bubble is beautiful, and the Wukong's already dead. Deft now on the wrong side of this fight. Extendo Beam not going to find life, and KT, they just say no.
They could thank the lucky stars that Vikla does not have his ult right now, or he would be joining in, and Deft super low here is going to have to leave. The Aqua Prison was beautiful.
Yeah, as Kingen's looking to solo kill the king of solo kills. But the stun does come through there. The barrel going to be moved back towards. And Rascal doesn't exactly have a lot of options at this point in time. This is such a hilarious 1v1. I'm not going to lie. There's the face plant. And Zombie Scion not going to be able to lock this one down because he was slowed by the barrel. And Kingen is just toying with him right now. That is heartbreaking. 14 gold.
Loved it when he was out here streaming. This is in the side. Really enjoyed it.
Yep. And Rascal must have been watching the stream as well. He knows exactly what's going on because he's being solo killed into a solo kill. Flashes over. That is a great ward that Rascal had already put down. Roar of the Slayer comes on in. And I have a feeling that he's just going to walk away. Yep, he does so. Picks up the kill. And there is the counter solo.
Not really a big investment from him at all. Just going to rotate that one back in. KT looking for Herald topside, and there's no plates left. I mean, this is not a huge trade.
Well, Pyosik going to go for it again as now Aiming's in trouble. Deft is going to collect that kill, and now Life is in trouble. Deft took a lot of damage, but he is going to survive as Extendo Beam does not find the Nami, but still, that is a kill onto a Zeri. And that is bad news for KT. Now Vikla, 50% health. They get the flash out from Life with the explosive cast, but now the charge from the Rift Herald into this mid lane is going to mean a lot of map control here for KT.
Yeah, the Cyclone was really good from Pyosik on the follow-up. This time they kill Aiming and they get the turret. Woohoo! as he's just going to run really fast down here to try to catch Deft, who's went it back.
He's going to press the counter B button is his plan, but straight into the surf. Like that and yeah, you got wiped out by that wave, my friend.
Yeah, that was extreme greed to try to stay for the whole turret, and the Herald gets a second crash, and they get Deft as Tidal Wave comes back up. Wasn't really necessary here, but we'll grab a kill. So another trade up for KT Rolster, unfortunately, at the end of the day.
Yeah, and now Zeker is going to find aiming. Aiming dying in a side lane. I've seen this in another series before, Wolf.
Yep, so, you know, an AD carry overextends on one team, and then we come out of that replay into the other. So aiming will be traded, I guess you could say,
yeah,
in terms of some aggressive greed.
You could say? Well, I don't know. You don't have
I went into Funny Town in game 1.
Yeah.
Where are we now? We're in Funky Town, I guess.
Oh. Why don't you take me to Funky Town, please, Wolf? As Vikla's going to find Zeka, and Zeka doesn't like it in Funky Town, I don't think. Vikla definitely has the keys to that ranch, and he is going to be able to take down the Azir very comfortably. He's like, you killed my Lucian. The amount that he cares about taking damage from DRX right now, that's a large health bar. As Pioshik, he cares a lot.
Real one. Yeah, that's the real one this time. And they have such a lead in terms of the setup here on this Drake. They can actually just sit on it while also poking DRX. Look at Rascal's position. He's like, yeah, I dare you to walk at me.
Well, Tidal Wave is going to come through. That's just to get Pioshik out of the area. He's going to start cycloning, though, as Deft gets over the wall. The ulti flies in. The Dragon is largely ignored, but it is Cuz that's able to lock that one down. And now Zeka looks for the big play and just straight up does not find it. That is not there at all. But now the Lucian dives forward. The counter throw in the team fight is Deft. He's delivered that kill, but now he dives on top of this Scion. He has to flashing it out of the way of the devastating blow, and he is going to be able to survive this one. Zombie Scion not going to be able to make anything happen. Is now Vikla in life, still in the air. Seismic Shove is just extraordinary, and Vikla knew all along.
Oh, Vikla knew all along, and Deft had to flash. He goes down anyways. Greed has been the name of the game, I feel, here.
Yeah.
For Deft, unfortunately, and look, when you are the guy who has to 1v9, I get it. So beautiful. But I will make the counter argument that there's a Sejuani and a very tanky Scion who has Force of Nature already.
Yeah.
This build doesn't really hit for me.
Well, Deft, that doesn't hit either from Cuz, as we have a bit of a crash there for the Scion. The wave is also going to be good this time around, though. Vikla takes a lot of damage. Emperor survived. This time it's 3, as immediately Vikla's taken down. Cuz almost dies to the Conquering Sands as well, as Rascal takes about 45 years to get through, and he's still able to walk it out. Just heading on off out of this fight. Doesn't worry about it. There's the Zombie Scion once again, but this time he's not going to be slapping anyone around. And DRX, they can move towards the Baron if they'd like. Are we doing counter flip? Are we counter flipping?
Cuz is in a good angle here, coming back up.
If the counter flip happens, I may flip a counter myself, as Cuz is going to come in. There's the Weaver's Wall as well. This is 100% a 50-50, and it is going to be taken this time by Pioshik, as Zeka looking to make his way out. Deft's in the back of the pit. It's a bit kind of like the Thunderdome right now, as aiming, having to deal with these Sand Soldiers. Deft is just dead. Pioshik gets over the wall. Life is making his way in. Somehow the monkey is living for the moment. What the heck is this game, everyone? It's just absurd. Seismic Shove is going to help lock that one down. Is this just an ace? Yeah, yes. Nice Baron you got there, DRX.
Negative 25. Negative 25.
Just enough for that, yeah, and this control ward that does come through. So some bounty gold coming through from Zeka there on the top side. But this inner turret's going to go down, and KT with so much control from the DRX base to this Elder, if it does come on down. And Vikla here with another Weaver's Wall. He's just using it on cooldown to guarantee these turrets. All right, Pioshik gonna force it. He flashes on in. That's a great cask into the backline, but where is the damage, DRX? I guess there's a big old dragon called a mountain that prevents so much of it.
This was just forced and so desperate. DRX, I think, really aware of the game state here. It's like literally all this game is about is a race versus this Elder.
Well, the Scion is going to charge for Beryl. He is extraordinarily dead. Absolutely no answer. Seismic Shove doesn't hit the mark, but it doesn't have to. The Azir is just blown up, and Rascal flashes on top of the Gragas. He is done with it. They don't want to wait the minute to try and go for a fight around the Elder. They just want to win now.
It's a race, Elder versus Infinity Edge, and then the second you make a mistake, Rascal engages, and that's game. Yep. KT just going to very stylishly deny Deft from re-entering the base.
This is a very weird situation where Deft is trying to do some battle while he gets himself out. So he does successfully escape. However, he's on the wrong side of his base. And now KT are just going to push on forward. Aiming's here with so much damage. Nexus turret number 1 going to go down. Nexus turret number 2 going to do the same thing, and the Nexus will follow. KT move to match point in the series. Or they will in a few moments' time. There it is.
Pause.
Barely did any damage this game. It was all about Vikla and what he was able to achieve. And he got so much attention in the early game as well. His answer to those ganks.
His flash to the cask over the wall. I mean, while he was positioned perfectly for it because Rask was calling Kingan's missing, and he's like, there's a chance. He's coming down for me. He's coming for me.
This reminds me of another draft, Wolf. I'm pretty sure this is exactly what Damwon played yesterday.
Who does Camille Vi kill in this draft? Hopefully the Lucian. Hopefully. But in order to close the distance onto aiming, you'll be walking through an Aatrox, Sejuani, and Swain with his ult up, and all the never moves and all the extra damage that means, plus Tidal Wave.
All right, everyone, you're starting to feel the desperation here at LoL Park, especially on the DRX side of the room.
Juhan is here. They don't see Juhan, so they know that this is unknown to Deft and Barrel at the moment.
Yeah, this is very clever. And Kaz is biding his time for the moment. Now going to wrap around. They're looking for their opportunity. Aiming, dives forward. They lock down Barrel, and that's first blood. That goes to aiming. And I feel like he might be doing a little bit more damage this game than he was last time.
Looks that way. Deft survives at least here. Doesn't have to flash or barrier. And he's just going to be sitting here in this lane going, oh man, this is rough. And his Nami has been really awesome in these games.
Well, Juhan wrapping on up. Let's see whether he can lock this one down. Umbral Dash, pretty powerful, as he can see. But the Infernal Chain's also doing a bunch of work. Nice little reset there from Juhan as Kuz. Not really sure how that happened. Might have been a good exchange there from Deft and Barrel.
Yeah, it looks like probably a really nice glitter lance.
All right, here we go. Rascal taking a lot of damage. There's the ulti from Juhan, and Kingan going to solidify the kill. Very nicely done from DRX.
Already Juhan making a bigger impact here. He's walking down.
Yeah, trying to find that angle, of course. Kingan still there, no teleport available. And so now KT can start this. Oh, that's a great ult. As Juhan gonna have to try and Vault Breaker his way out. Will do so before the Aqua Prison locks him up.
He's got to be fast on this. Camille's pushing top, so if Kingan gets a lot of plates here, this isn't going to be worth it. So Rascal rotates back over. This Drake has so much health.
Yeah, Zeka get himself in on the flank as well. There's the flash forward from Beryl. What a weird play, but it seems to have worked out as life. Trying to get himself out of there. Deft right in the middle of this as Cuz will take the Drake, but at what cost? The Swain will fall down and all the rest of KT have scattered. Beryl going to get that Glitter Lance on top of aiming, but he's still going to survive as Cuz is behind enemy lines. Now looking for that empowered back, but he'll have it stopped. And Juhan is looking now to try and lock this one up. Although, and I mean, I guess it's still exactly what you were saying, that 50-50. His hook shot is going to land. Hextech Ultimatum comes through as well as Juhan is going to lock him up with the ultimate. That's some great damage from Rascal and gets himself out with that fat flash that has been very difficult so far in the playoffs and the qualifiers. It's not that scary at this stage of the game. This time around it is. Flash very early though, as Vikla's going to flash for it, never move. Will connect right on the edge, and that means Kingan's going to be taken down. Rascal picks that one up, and man, he looks like lethality Aatrox with the damage he's doing.
Crazy how much damage he's doing here, and also
I think it means the DRX, despite all of that, right, their setup has just not been there. And so Rascal dashing forward, looking for his opportunity, Cuz with control of the Drake for now. Swain also controlling the area really, really nicely as there's the dive in. Hextech Ultimatum's fantastic. They take down the Lucian. Cuz now trying to get out because he secured the Drake. He did his job, and my God, the Swain got so much work done. Rascal will be taken down though, and Zeka picks up the double. DRX win the fight, but that is soul point now for KT.
Yeah, KT positioned as well as they could have. Is Deft once more?
Ooh,
how can they get it? Stops the packs at least.
Yeah,
we're taking those away. Teleports come through from both top laners.
Ooh, that's some value right there as Assault and Battery takes him all the way out of the fight, and there's the flash from Vikla. Hextech Ultimatum comes in, but it doesn't actually get the knockbacks at all. He tries to do what he can, but Kingan's gonna fall down. And Zeka still at full health. Deft trying to fight this one out as best he can, but it's not going to work. And DRX overextend.
And I think this Atlas is everything Okay,
Well,
hold on.
Doesn't manage to find Vikla to Zeka, but does get Rascal. Extendo Beam comes through. Great polymorph there from Beryl, but Vision of Emperor's going to split everything up, and there's the flash from Rascal. They manage to secure it. The Swain falls down, but that is basically an ace, because Beryl's not going to be able to stop this by himself.
And prevent them from coming through. And
Vida.
like, this is just, I can't die, I won't die. I'm not going to die, I'm in the choke, they can't get on top of it. Look at Cuz's angle.
Yeah, I don't know how he survived. He doesn't even have a stopwatch. It's just Demonic Ascension is
It's just healing
insane.
through.
Yeah.
And they don't have enough damage yet.
Well, Kingen is going to have to get out of here. Rascal, World Ender is going to get popped. And Kingen knows that the rest of the army is coming from KT, and he's going to try and buy as much time as he possibly can. Hookshot to try and wrap around, get back to his team. Doesn't have flash available though, but still, Wild Growth is going to come in, and he will survive. And even tanks the turret shot.
That should be DRX being able to get the streak.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, yeah, here's the Glacial Prison. Def possibly caught out, but he gets all of the shields. Assault and Battery comes through, and this one's a great one. Juwan's going to go golden as well. He may actually keep himself alive. Vault Breaker is tiny, but Rascal dives forward. Def is obliterated. And I am so sorry, Rascal, that I was talking poorly about this Aatrox. You get him in a team fight, and he looks so good. Yeah, let's watch it from Rascal's perspective as he's just waiting. Dashes, yeah. DRX World's Ender popped. And there it goes. Just gorgeous.
Sets up the second Q and flashes the wall. No flash, he calls out there at the end, just calling out what's happening next, but
doesn't really matter that much for KT, to be honest, as now Kingen getting turned on, aiming, dashing forward. Kingen's in so much trouble. He has to flash, get himself out of the way.
Now that he's turned, Def didn't do any damage at all with his poke here.
Well, Extendo Beam does land onto Vikla as Rascal getting down relatively low. Tidal Wave, not a lot of value, but there is Infernal Soul. Assault and Battery's going to come through. Juhan now going to commit to this play. The Demonic Ascension not exactly doing a lot of work as Deft picks up one kill. Hextech Ultimatum into the backline as now Zeka's trying to wipe the floor with them. Vikla gonna go into his stopwatch and Juhan is just gonna babysit. They're gonna be able to take the kill on the Swain as well. This is Infernal Soul, but at what cost, Wolf, is the question.
I mean, it's only a 1-for-1 really, or 2-for-1 rather here.
And he's now going to have all that extra damage of the Infernal Soul on top of it. He's now on the top side of the map, though, and DRX do this Baron relatively quickly.
Vikla has TP.
They don't even have Zeka in this pit right now, but this could just be another flip. There's a Control Ward in here. Cuz right on over, and they're just going to go for it. But Juhan, he's going to have the better smite this time as Rascal going down relatively low, but that's exactly... Oh, no, the Aatrox is going to get taken. Zeka gets into the backline, aiming down to his GA already. Vikla, he goes golden, but is it going to be enough? The answer is absolutely not, as DRX may have just queued up Silver Scrapes.
Looks like they may have. Swain value was massive in this fight, but it doesn't matter. The Aatrox is shut down by Zeka getting to the backline. Zeka's so up and down in this series, but he is having a high peak in the fourth game here that matters so much to bring us to a game 5. That wipe is going to be enough to push it down with the Baron buff here. DRX, against all odds, have brought this one to its 5th and final game.
This is the most dramatic series I have ever seen in my life, Wolf. The Nexus will be taken as DRX will bring us to match point. And it's just making me think. It's making me wonder whether he has been indeed contacted by those scholars from 5,000 years from now. Checking out the damage graph, Zeka, like you say, a huge resurgence. But the gold doesn't really tell too much of a story of DRX really coming back, right? Because in a lot of our decisive games,
where you're like, okay, everyone's running at me. I'm going to get a lot of value out of my ultimate. I'm going to do a ton of damage. I'm very difficult to kill. Okay, we're running it back.
Sona! Oh, Sona comes in! All right, well, I thought Seraphine had kind of replaced Sona forever, but she is going to be locked away this time around. Life picking her up, and I'm looking forward to the crescendos.
This is a very different draft, though, you know, than the one that we saw with the Zyra, because they had a Sylas. This time, Talia isn't going to have that same sticking power in a fight. Can set up for really nice pick and blow up.
All right, here we go. Onto the rift for Game 5. I personally very much enjoyed the Silver Scrapes. And here we go one more time. As Deft already getting a fair bit of play caller value, as you can see there. As, all right, we're ghosting. We're looking for this. Life is already healed, and Cuz is in position. Deft flashing. Does also have cleanse, but doesn't actually need to use it. And KT used a lot to try and get that, although Cuz holds on to his flash.
Yeah. You know, 2 summoners for 2 summoners here. That was such a good juke.
Yeah. Rascal and Power, not quite enough damage. As Kingen is playing with fire here just a little bit, but should be all right as Rascal is completely out of mana.
Yeah. And Kingen doesn't have money. You don't care about that.
Yeah, there you go.
8 bucks value. But the juke there from Deft is pretty massive down there on the bottom side, avoiding the stun from Cuz if he gets hit by that. He's donezo, he's dead. Very patient.
Getting shoved in. Rascal with Counter-Strike. Cuz turns up once again. Kingen, no flash, remember. The Umbral Dash, I believe, is on cooldown, so he's not going to be able to do too much about this unless he can run rings around them. Juhan making his way in, but he is going to fall a little bit too quickly. Deft and Barrel looking for a potential dive. Blade Caller not going to find it there. As Zeka going to be moved closer. 6 to Vikla, and he kind of likes it. As Demonic Ascension's going to come through. This is so much damage, and there's the never move. This time, Vikla respects it.
Does have a refillable potion here, and Cuz is coming over. There's a ward. Zeka has flash, and Kingen's here.
Yeah, Kingen's going to walk on in. Oh no, Zeka! Oh, Vikla just taken down once again. Life infernally chained, but he will be all right.
I mean, it feels like we have really seen.
And it's continuing to be that way. This never move, though, isn't going to connect. Seismic Shove also goes wide. Cuz looks for the ult and is going to connect it here. And Zeka's going to have to flash to get himself out of the way. The Ignite, is it going to be enough? The final tick, and that does it. Vikla says, I don't need to travel down this wall no more.
It looked like he said Gabi right after that, like, oh, unfortunate, like that he had to use his wall. Well, he thought he had to use his wall, but didn't. But still, better safe than sorry to secure that kill if you can land it on multiple members. But DRX's comp, not only is it good into this, but okay, hold on.
Oh, well, there's the final chapter. So this is the new version of the Crescendo, and Vikla is going to flash it, and there are the Sith hands. That is going to be a dead Talia once again. 3 deaths here on Vikla. Very different to what he's been doing. However, around goes Cuz. Yeah, looking for the Glacial Prison. Aiming's going to roam up as well. Can he find the Apotheosis? And there it is onto Zeka. Immediately, he goes golden. Look at how much health he's getting back. My God, this Swain is bananas. Underneath the turret, he's going to survive until Rascal flashes for the leap strike. It might be to his death, or he's going to kill Juhan as well. This Jax is absurd. They even had the Rift Herald, so they're able to take down the turret at the same time.
But
KT,
2 turrets for this.
Picking that one up, evening out the Dragons.
Gotta be careful about overextending here into this comp of KT.
Yeah, same can be said for DRX as well, because Feathers, if they're on the ground, can be scary. As Zeka has to demonically ascend, largely it is defensive as, okay, it's down extraordinarily low, has a lot of healing as the Sona just evaporates. She is so squishy. Aiming also tries to get that Apotheosis to work, but it's not enough damage, and Kingen just flashes on top of him. Rascal once again, another leap strike to try and escape, but Kingen, look at this. He's an army by himself, and now he has a cat. Brings his pet with him, and he's feeling so good. My God, Kingen, that was gorgeous. That whole passage of play.
I hate to say it at 17 minutes, but
as Aatrox moves on up, he was taking care of the mid lane as well.
It's like Cuz again, he's just trying to carry this team so hard. Zeka!
There's the flick, and they get the crescendo onto Zeka as well. He's pretty tanky right now, and he still has his Zhonya's. And oh my God, Zeka's never moves this game.
He also just still has Zhonya's. He doesn't care. He doesn't give. He just
doesn't give any mundos.
Yeah, no.
No mundos
I almost
at all.
said a bad word, but like he's like, I don't care if you guys ult me. Where is the damage? Where is the follow-up? I'm too tanky. I have Zhonya's armor. Yeah. Now on top of it all, my ult isn't necessary to survive there.
DRX have KT's last draft as well. You know, like it's the same solo lanes. And Kingen and Zeka are playing so incredibly well around them as well. As Kingen's going to find Cuz here, pulled back by the Infernal Chains, not quite able to get out of them, and now Deft moves on up. That's a very dead Sejuani.
Life doesn't have ult. He can't save him. He can't do anything. And I mean, we're trading Baron for an outer turret in the bottom side. Rascal's like, don't worry, guys, I got the turret.
Yeah, well,
and there's no Baron fight here without that Sona ult.
Might be able to get a second Drake as well, Wolf. Perhaps that's what they're going to be going for, is the Baron down to 50%.
Pretty much on spawn here.
Yeah.
It's the lethality Xayah, it's lethality on the Aatrox. And all they need is the front line of the Wukong Swain. Deft unkillable on this Xayah pick. Flash and cleanse, when will he ever need those? them. He probably walks out, doesn't care. Oh, now they're going to teleport the punish.
Yeah, they're demonstrating. These are the wards, by the way, that you were walking on. As Vikla, yeah, he doesn't have the wall available. He blast cones in, deft, Featherstorm to avoid, and there we go. That's a very easy pickup here for DRX, and it feels like they're toying with them. And remember, like, game number 2, dangerous side laning capabilities here for KT. The 4-1 is certainly going to be a thing that we need to talk about.
Yeah.
But if DRX just keep getting these Barons, what does KT do about it?
I mean, the Baron clear time here is so quick at 30 minutes that even if Rascal pushes, he might get an inner, but that's all he's going to get here. He's not going to be able to threaten inhibitors. They have to fight for this, do something, anything.
Well, Cuz just been never moved, and that's kind of what it feels like. Demonic Ascension for Zeka, as he just says, nope, not happening. And yeah, Vikla, he threw in the wall and got the bad news. Rascal will be able to trade it for an inner turret, so consolation prize is going to be there for KT.
Yeah, and he's going to grab 600 gold. He has DRX and a Frozen Heart. He's very difficult to kill. He's level 16 now.
Singing in this mid lane.
The open spot for KT is on the wrong side of the map here. They're just going to try to force it. One more fight, one more miracle.
Yeah, Rascal's going to jump in already, but there is the soul. And Zeka, look at this, flashing forward. The never move, not going to land because the flash does come in. But there it is, the ult from the Yuumi is massive. Life has to flash to get himself out of the way, and they just don't have the damage. Rascal off to the side. Can they get anything? No, the answer is as Deft moving on forward. Vikla's going to go down, and DRX will be moving on to face off against Live Sandbox. I am actually just baffled by this series, Wolf.
I'm floored by it as well. Aiming isolated here. Kingen won't hit him with the Q, but they are just going to push it to end it. Got to clear that minion. Cuz is trying.
Yeah, he's just trying to hold on to the minions where he can. The apotheosis
big
onto everyone is massive. Juhan as well going down extraordinarily low. And Rascal dives forward. He manages to take down Deft. But it's as heroic as he can make it in the death throes of KT. They are not going to be going to Worlds this time around. They're going to have to wait 5 years at least before they can get there, as Rascal will finally fall. The Nexus goes down, and DRX make it one step further towards the World Championship, as they could have been otherwise.
Yeah. Oh man, it's one of those nights. It's a sweaty best of 5 for me. Like I'm
Thank you very much, guys. This is Jisun for the interview, post-game interview from the DRX after taking down KT Roaster. Congratulations, guys. And you guys are now advancing to the final round of the regional qualifiers of the LCK. Deft, you are one step closer to making it into Worlds. How do you feel about heading into the final round tomorrow? We had a very close series today, and before the match, I actually, you know, had the memory back in the Kingzone days where I played with Cuz and Rascal in the exact same seat. So I got a little bit emotional before heading into the game, so I was having a hard time actually focusing up. But as time went by, I was able to, you know, kind of focus on the game. But yeah, you know, those old memories kind of hit me hard today. And Kingen, this one could have been your last match of the year, which means there were a lot of pressure on your shoulders. So what was on your mind on your way to Low Park today? So we were not doing great in practices, you know, and after playoffs we had about 2 weeks to prepare, and then we slowly, you know, got better. You know, we were improving, so we were like, as long as we can do, like just like we do in scrims, you know, we can put up a great fight. So I think that's how we were able to do a great job today on stage. I was just about to ask you about that, because DRX at the end of the summer split, you guys were not actually, you know, at your peak performance. So what did you focus on heading into this gauntlet or the regional qualifiers? I mean, many different things, you know, but I think the key was, you know, actually finding the trust and faith of each other back, you know. We really wanted to focus on that in order to trust each other, just like we did in the past. So Kingen, let's get back to game number 1. You guys made a huge comeback after being about 10k gold behind. And yeah, I mean, I can't say that KT Roaster was the one actually that had the control of the game early on.
저희 감독님께서 일단 저희가
So our head coach, after every loss, he was like, don't rush, just enjoy, have fun on the Rift. So we were able to feel a lot more relaxed after hearing those advices. I think the key point was that we were not able to fall apart. We were always strong mentality. Our mentality always remained strong, so we were able to push through until game number 5. And Juhan subbed in a very decisive moment, and he was actually wearing a huge smile on his face. So how was playing with Juhan today? So after game number 4, I saw him and then he was like, yeah, I'm gonna be playing. And then also not only him, Juhan, but also coaches and Pyosik, they were helping him out a lot, so we were able to get this win in the end. Not only Juhan, but Def and Zeri were doing a fantastic job as well. So game number 5 was so important. So was there any last kind of feedback heading into the game number 5? I mean, many different things, but I was pretty drowsy and sleepy, so I wasn't paying attention. What about you, Kingen? I mean, Def was like, please don't make this my very last match. So I really wanted to play well in order to make Def play more games this year. Which means you're having another match from Def tomorrow against Leap Sandbox. But in the very last game today, we had Nila Sona comp on the side of KT roster. Well, I mean, I practice Nila a lot as well, but she doesn't really go well with utility supports, those Enchanter supports. But this time I saw her paired up with Enchanters twice today, so it was pretty easy for me to play against it. So in solo queue, I played against it, and then I was like, yeah, this is pretty tough, so I decided to, prepare a lot of strategy around it. I mean, you said you were sleepy before heading into game 5, so how were you able to kind of concentrate on the very last game after playing 4 beforehand? I mean, in scrims, I'm even more exhausted, I'm even more tired. So it wasn't really affecting my play, to be honest, but I mean, game 5 was pretty long, so I was a little bit sleepy, just to mention it. And then we had a solo kill as a start of game number 5, and you guys were pretty much dominating the very last game. When were you pretty confident that you would get the win in the end? When we got the soul, and then when Zeka got solo kills on the mid lane, he was like sounding pretty confident. He was like, mid lane is over. So yeah, we were pretty relaxed after that moment. And today we had a very special guest here at Lowell Park, Keria, supporting Def, and also Rascal as well. And is there any message over to Keria? Well, I'm not sure if it was here for me or Rascal, but I won, so I want to say thank you anyways. Let's hear a word from Keria. Well, yeah, I was here for both Keria, Deft and Rascal, Winner will be my side, and when DRX was winning, I was like, oh, but KT has to win. And when KT was winning, I was like, DRX has to win. So in the end, you guys are the winners. So I want to say DRX fighting. So yeah, I hope we can make it to Worlds together. I will do my best. The former bottom deal, having some words on and off the stage here at Lowell Park. But what is your resolution heading into the finals round tomorrow? I'm gonna make sure to get a win tomorrow. And Deft. I mean, Deft. It's just seems like you are undefeatable at regional qualifier. So what are you looking for tomorrow?
작년에도 샌박이 저한테 져가지고 못 갔던
Last
걸로
year,
기억하는데
we beat Live Sandbox and they
내일
didn't
잘
make
준비해서
worlds,
올 테니까
so I'm pretty sure they're gonna
올해는
prepare harder for tomorrow.
저희도 가셨으면
So
좋겠어요.
I hope, you know,
엥?
you guys have fun.
네? 이게
Which
아니구나.
means, I mean,
네, 지-
sorry I put that in
네, 제가 이기고
kind of
제가
awkwardly.
또
So I hope I
보도록
can win,
하겠습니다.
and I hope I can make worse.
팬분들께서 지금 좀 걱정을 하셨다가 저희 휴 안도의 한숨을 이제
This will be
내쉬셨습니다.
the end of the
알겠습니다.
interview
내일
from
경기
Deft
많이
King
기대하고
and the
응원하도록
winner of
하겠습니다.
today's
다시 한번
round of
축하드립니다.
the LCK Regional Qualifier, and we'll be back for tomorrow. Thank you.
네.